Hey guys, Rachel Lambright here, and I wanted to talk to you for a minute about some different creative financing that you can do with concerns with the interest rates being a little higher, even though they have come down. A few different options that buyers can look at, and even sellers if they're having an issue getting their house sold, are something called the 3-2-1 buy down. There's also the 2-1 buy down. Pretty much what that does is you would be asking the seller to pay up front the interest that would be due for the first 3 years of the loan in order to buy down that rate. So if the rate right now is 6%, if you did the 3-2-1 buy down, then for the first year, your payments would be at a 3% interest rate. So that gives you obviously substantial savings. And then the second year would be a 2% savings. So that would be at 4%. So your payment goes up a little. And then the final year, you have a 1% savings. So it goes down to 5%. Again, payment goes up a little bit, and it kind of eases you in to that 6% rate, which would then come into play on that fourth year. The hope with that is at some point in that time, the interest rates come to a point where you want to refinance and set that in, but it gives you a few years to kind of watch and figure that out. You can do the same exact thing with a 2-1 buy down as well. What does that end up costing? Well, it really depends on the amount of the loan, but I'm going to give you a real quick scenario that I just had my lender do out of somebody that I was working with. But if the purchase price was $550,000, putting 20% down, then in order to buy that rate down to that 3-2-1 buy down, it would cost about $20,000. So you'd have to be asking the seller for about $20,000 in closing cost assistance. So not always maybe the ideal situation. Maybe one way to negotiate it would be that instead of lowering the purchase price, you ask for those seller concessions to ease that payment for a few years while you wait to refinance. So hopefully that explains a little bit of the 3-2-1 buy down and the 2-1 buy down. The other option is that you could also just do a permanent buy down. For example, if it was a $400,000 loan, and again, there's obviously some different factors that play into this, the buyer's credit score, lots of different things. But just as an example, if your loan amount was $400,000, then if you asked for $20,000, or if you had $20,000 in incentives from a builder, or if you asked for $20,000 in closing cost assistance from a seller, that would buy down your rate about 1.25%. So if it was at 6%, it would permanently buy it down to 4.75%. So it's not predicted that interest rates are going to dip under 5s. So you're still sitting in a good spot where you probably wouldn't refinance later. Anyways, but hopefully those kind of explain a few different things that I've been getting questions on lately. And of course, if you have any personal scenarios that you want me to run or chat with you about, I'm happy to do that. Thank you.